Dee 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 dee. Keto living is the life for me. Coffee, cooking, and recipes. Spending my days with my doggies. So be a sport. Set your alarm for Wednesdays for the Warden's Report. It's the Warden Report. So another week. Now this week is going to be crazy. So I'm super excited. So next week when y'all watch this, I'm sorry y'all, bouncing on me. So next week when y'all watch this, like, we're gonna be getting ready. Like, it's final days till the cruise. Like, it's so already every day I'm like, okay, we got to do this, we got to do that. And I enjoy it though. I'm a type of person, comment below, are you someone who likes to stay busy, or are you someone who likes to just like chill out, have relaxation? Like, I do enjoy being busy and having stuff to do. I don't like to be bored. Heath is someone who's like, look, the couch was made for sitting. So I guess we're good at balancing each other out, because then he does, like, Shelly, sit down on the couch, let's relax for a bit. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, but he's actually been very busy too. So like, he knows too, like, we got to get all this stuff done. So when we put in the new microwave, we had to take out some tiles, so he fixed that, y'all, routed and everything. I'm like, wow, you're so handy. So yeah, we're just getting stuff done. And I know when y'all are here, you're gonna be like, oh, who cares about that? Like Jen said, nobody's gonna care how your house looks and blah blah blah. And honestly, it isn't so much that my house has to look a certain way for company to come over. It's these things need to be done, and this kind of makes us do it. Does that make sense? So like having the tile done, that needed to be done. Like, I didn't want sheetrock in my kitchen. Like, I wanted the tile back. And then like our deck, I forget how many years old, and it is past time for it to be washed and restained, right? So those have to be done. And so this is just kind of making us do that, these things that we should have done already, right? And it makes me happy, because like when I see things like seeing the tile, I'm like, geez, that looks so good. And then, I know whenever we clean the deck and then restain it, it's going to look amazing. I'm going to be like, it'll make me feel good, because I'll be like, wow. And plus, I like trying to take care of my stuff, especially when you spend a lot of money on it. So then it makes me feel like, okay, I'm putting effort into something I paid a lot for, so that hopefully it'll last a lot longer. Especially a deck of this size. Like, I mean, it needs to last another 30, 40 years. So trying to just do our best to do that. And yeah, so if you're new here, I just started rambling right away. So welcome to the Warden Report. That's what I do. And I hope you enjoy this video. Definitely give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, subscribe, because you never know what's going to come out of my mouth or what I'm going to think about for the week, right? And that kind of brings me back to like today's topic. So last week, if you didn't, go back and see last week's Warden Report. It was titled like Tumu Haul and Food for Entertainment? ? Ooh, what is that? So yeah, I am loving the comments. I absolutely love reading people's comments. Like when I see some channels and they get like, 200-300 comments, I'm like, I bet that's so much fun to just be reading all those comments. And it's something I enjoy doing. Maybe that's how I do my social interaction, instead of, like face-to-face, have to be with people. Just reading comments is socially good for me. So anyways, I was reading, the comments, and I'm loving the discussion going on. And so the discussion was basically, is food entertainment, right? And people have, of course, different thoughts. And I'm still, confirming, sorting my own thought. I do enjoy cooking. I do enjoy making recipes. I wouldn't, like, Rhonda and Rickwin gave some great discussion there. And Rhonda basically said, when you say, oh, I'm so excited for this dish, or, oh, I got to look forward to this meal. Like Rickwin said, when people go on like an extreme challenge, like triple B and E or carnivore or whatever, and then the whole time they're thinking, yeah, but after this challenge, I'm going to go have, Krispy Kreme or something, right? And it's like, you got your body so healed and in the right direction, and then you're just going to introduce poison. It's like telling an alcoholic, look, just don't have alcohol for the next 30 days, and on day 31, you go have you a scotch. What do you think that's going to do, right? And so it got me to thinking. I've been watching this gentleman, Dr. Pradeep, and I know I'm going to mispronounce this, Pradeep Janadis, MD. I'll try to link his channel below. He isn't exactly like keto. I would say he's more on the, he says, a paleo format, but what he really is I would say he's kind of keto / paleo from what I've heard so far. So great discussion. He does a lot of fasting, and I watched a really good one just now about addiction. So he goes and gives these talks to other medical professionals, right? And they record them and then post them. Well, he's talking about food addiction. And what I thought was so interesting about this, so go watch it, but I'll give you a little recap, right? He was talking that even in keto, even in paleo, even vegans, even vegetarians, you could still have food addiction with these quote unquote healthy diets. Because if you are not getting away from the processed foods, then you are still having, you're still having that food addiction. And he says, of course, the best way to break a food addiction is a 3-day water fast. And it got me to thinking, because he says, of course, caffeine is addictive, right? And I don't want to give up my coffee, which, again, I guess kind of agrees with his point, right? He's like, anytime you say, oh, I can't give up my diet soda, I can't give up my Coke, I can't give up my coffee, I can't give up, a sweet treat, or I can't give up, whatever keto product you're using, right? Then, yeah, that does signify a food addiction, right? And I was like, but you know what? I've been fasting now, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks. I've been doing consistent, not a whole 8-week fast, y'all. I'm saying I've been practicing consistent, timed fast for those 8 weeks. So generally going from anywhere 36 hours. Well, I would say I usually do at least a 20-hour fast, and that's Thursday to Friday. Fast for about 20 hours. And then Friday to Saturdays are roughly 16 to 18 hours. And then I'll do a couple of longer fasts during the week, like a 60-hour and a 40-hour. And what I'm noticing is, yeah, the longer I've been doing the fast, even though I haven't done a full 3 days yet, I've got close. I've gotten up to 68 hours. Even though I haven't done a full 3-day water fast, I still have my coffee. I have noticed my desire for coffee has been decreasing, right? Like, I still enjoy the taste of coffee. I don't, like some people will say, oh, I have to have coffee. Like, I can't work until I have my cup of coffee. I'm not like that. Coffee and energy drinks, we actually were talking about this at work yesterday. People were talking about, oh, when they have a Monster or Bang, like they're just, lit for hours. And I'm like, I've never had that impact. Like if I have a cup of coffee or even an energy drink, I don't get energy from it. It just doesn't do that for myself. And so when I have, like, gotta make sure it doesn't have no cuss word showing. So when I have my cup of coffee here, I enjoy the taste of coffee, right? Because if I go somewhere, here, see, now I can show it without the cuss word. You guess what it is. But when I go somewhere and like if the coffee is yuck, I won't drink it. Like I'm not going to be like, oh, I have to have coffee and I'll drink and add all kinds of stuff. No, if the base black coffee does not taste good to me, I won't drink it. And I have done that before. I've gone to like restaurants or like if there's a gas station and, just like some of them I've been like, well, or one time I get freebies, and Dunkin', sorry, Dunkin' lovers, Dunkin' will be like, oh, you get a free cup. And I'll go try it. And it was free, like a 20-ounce free cup of coffee. I took one sip and I said, this is the worst thing I have ever tasted. And I threw it away in the trash can. Because I'm not going to subject myself. If it doesn't taste good black, I ain't going to drink it. That's me. So that's why I drink coffee, is not like for this energy or mental clarity. I drink it because I just enjoy the taste of it. So there's that, but I have noticed that I am craving more just water, just basic water. Like I'm not even wanting, for a while I was drinking a lot of like Element or Ultima, like those electrolyte drinks. I don't even crave that. Like it just, I'd rather just have water, right? So I thought that was really good. And that's what he was talking about, is this food addiction. And he was saying that you have to break that cycle. But the only way you break that cycle is really to do like a 3-day water fast, depending on how addicted you are. Like if you are still on the standard American diet, or if you're still consuming, even though it's keto, but you're still consuming vegetable oils, which we know from Benazati and from others, like that's the absolute worst. And even this doctor said vegetable oils are horrible, just horrible for you. And he said they're very addictive, the way they're made. And if you look at processed food, they do stuff for that in particular to make you addicted. And so he was saying, even in his ancestral country of India, he said used to, they would be very healthy, right? And this goes back again, just because somebody's thin does not mean they're healthy. And he said in their country, they have now the highest cardiovascular disease because they switched from having ancestral appropriate animal fats like ghee and started buying into all these vegetable oils. And it's just giving them such a high incidence of cardiovascular disease. So many cancers are caused, he said, strictly from those vegetable oils. So if you're someone who's still like, oh, it's canola oil, oh, it's soybean oil, he also pointed out those oils, when they are testing on rats' cancer, they inject those rats with those seed oils to get cancer to flourish. What does that tell you? So that's my thing. I mean, we really try to avoid that. I understand sometimes when you go out to eat, it is more difficult. Benazati did create that card, which you could still get from him for free, that says, hey, chef, I'm allergic to all these seed oils. Please only use real 100% butter or ghee or olive oil or avocado oil for these, right? But I do enjoy this doctor's, he's very, direct. Like, he's not trying to sugarcoat nothing. He's going to call you out on your BS too, right? So like he says, like the Mediterranean diet is too grain heavy. He's like, no, you don't need gluten. Like historically, we don't need gluten. And he was talking about how in the brain, when they've done studies of the brain, people who had like alcohol, cocaine addictions, it was the same brain pathways as people with food addiction. So if you are someone that has a food addiction, I highly recommend watching his video about that, because he has some really good pointers on how to break that addiction once and for all. But like he said, you can't, just like an alcoholic can't say, okay, I'm no longer on alcohol for 30 days, and then all of a sudden you have a shot of whiskey. Guess what? It's all going to come right back, because it's going to rebuild the addiction pathways. So you have to be diligent and really break those things. And one other thing that I like that he said in his saying, and I'm going to wrap it up, and because I know I'm rambling here. Another thing he brought up was basically when he goes to the store, if an item has a barcode, he don't even buy it. Just stick to whole foods, which is what we've been saying all along, because anytime you get these, even keto processed foods, he said, don't do it. He said all flours, Flours, are horrible. He said not just, your wheat and white flours, but also your cauliflower flours, your almond flours, coconut flours, like all of those. He said flours are not naturally occurring, so we should not be eating those. I was like, ooh, that's kind of controversial, because in the keto community, and even recently, the protein powders have come out, or protein flours. So I'm like, ooh, that's I could see that shaking quite a few people up. So comment below, and I'll stop the intro from here, but comment below and tell me, what are your thoughts? Have you heard of this doctor? Have you watched his stuff? I know Rickwin has, because she actually tagged me in and or sent me one of his videos. Was like, oh, you would enjoy him. And I'm like, yeah, I've seen some of his stuff. But if you have heard of him and you like him, comment below. What are your thoughts so far about this food addiction, about flours, about processed foods, seed oils? What's your thoughts? No judging here at all, ever. I'm not going to judge you if you're somebody who is still, hey, I'm getting these sausages that have canola oil. I mean, that's you. You do you. I know for a lot of people, we have to make steps, right? It's not a lot of people are not an all or nothing, and that's fine. I'm not going to judge you for that. It's okay. This is a safe zone. You're okay to tell me whatever you're doing. That is fine. No judgment here. We're not going to do that. We're all here to support each other. We all are trying to do what's best for our health. And I think that's seen, and that's why people do like the Mediterranean diet, who are vegan or vegetarian or paleo. It's everybody's trying to find what is going to help them be healthy and live a long, happy, healthy life. And that's what we're here for. So however you find that, let's just support that, right? But yeah, comment your thoughts, and I'll let you know as we go through. Today is Wednesday. It's actually my fasting day. I do like a shorter one. I'll just fast until like Thursday, maybe lunch. We'll see. I'll let you know. Happy Thursday! Woo! I'm like on that vacation high now. How about y'all? How long until your vacation starts do you start getting that vacation high? Like, oh my gosh. So it's Thursday. This weekend is actually a holiday weekend. One of the advantages when you work for a bank, right? Of course, I know it's Memorial Day. Most everybody's off. But my manager just told me, she's like, well, not just me personally, like the whole team. She's like, look, everybody gets to leave early tomorrow, so you have a nice, longer holiday weekend. And so I get an hour and a half off early, paid. And so I was like, wow, that is so cool. She's just like, yeah, just go ahead and do it. So I was like, oh, that's nice. And so I'm drinking my kefir, about to eat lunch in about 20 or so minutes. So I'm going to have about a cup of the kefir. And everything's going well in my new job. So I technically started my new role. I mean, it's not, I'm at the same company and everything, and really in the same department, just a different function of the department. So I started officially, that's Sam. I started officially on Tuesday, but my old team is still like, you know, with new people, it's hard to get them up to speed, right? So I'm still hopping in and helping on things that I have access to do. I think he waits until I talk. But anyway, so yeah, I think he's waiting until I talk. There he is. Did you find the one that you've been killing for a couple weeks now? Right, Sam? Yeah, and then I'm doing most of the new stuff in the morning. I'm getting the hang of it. I mean, overall, I've done really well, but I'm like the type of person, let me know if you are, that any tiny mistake, I just kind of like, oh my gosh, how could you, Shelly? And so a couple things where they're like, oh, okay, you know, you process this as a withdrawal instead of a closeout. So there's a little bit different nuances there. And I was like, dang it, why did I do that? Right? So, but I'll remember next time. I'm like, yeah, why? Like it said closeout. I don't know why I brought up withdrawal. Which sounds like the same. Either way, they're taking the money out, but it is a different process. So, anyhow, otherwise, everything's going well. The week is just flying by. I'm just shook over how fast everything is going. So I will show you my food once I get that cooked up, and let Sam over there enjoy playing with killing that same toy. Thursday lunch, I've got those 3 Purnell sausages with the juice or the fat, a few tablespoons of mayo, probably about 3, with some Love Chamoy, and a little bit of Dave's Insanity, a couple slices of bacon that Heath baked up, and then I've got my ginger kimchi, some olives, spicy pickles, and then I'll finish with some Fage yogurt, the 5%, with a little cinnamon sprinkled. And then, of course, my cup of coffee. And that's my lunch today. Thursday night dinner. What I've got here is I sauteed a bunch of jalapeno sausage. I think, was it the Kibosca brand or the other one? The H-E-B or the Sam's?
Sam's. No, Costco.
Oh, the Costco brand. And then we had some Argentine shrimp. Got those in there, and then threw in some mushrooms and a little bit of fajita vegetables we get at the Heb, and then also some tomatoes. And then you kind of see here, so I made kind of a sauce with all the juices and stuff. I added some more butter and kind of whipped that together, poured it on top, and then also drizzled some olive oil to make sure I get enough fat in there. And then I'm going to have some tofu with it. And that's it. She's patiently waiting. She's like, Mom, I know you're going to have some. He's over there. Let's see. You don't know. But yes, so that is what we are eating, or what I'm eating for dinner. And then I'll probably have like one of my scotcheroos, or maybe the Keto Krack'd pave. We'll see. We'll see how I feel after I eat this. It's Friday. Happy Friday, y'all. So I hope you're having a great day. He just got back. He did all his shopping, and this time he got back well before 3 p.m. So that's always awesome. And he brought me a Dutch Bros. Yeah. So I feel like it might have even been over a week since I had one. I don't know. Anyhow, that's what I'm having. I did break my fast with some kefir, and pretty soon I'll be making something. And actually, this is so awesome since it's a holiday weekend. My boss is letting us go an hour and a half early today, paid. And so just trying to get everything worked before that happens. And I just wanted to know, comment below. I'm listening to music today. I find when I'm learning new things or working new things I'm not familiar with, if I just play music, it just kind of helps keep that stress low. So what is your song that either gets you grooving when you're like, yeah, this is going to get me going today? Or what's your song to just kind of keep you de-stressed? I'd love to hear suggestions. I've had some, when I asked on Facebook, I got some great feedback and found some new bands from that. So generally what I listen to, if you're like, okay, what kind of music shall I typically listen to rock, alternative rock, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. So that's generally what I listen to. It's just kind of like rock, alternative rock. I guess that's, I don't know all the genres, but that's typically what I listen to. So just kind of let me know. I'd love to see your suggestions. Friday lunch, Heath made me up a basically chef salad. So we've got bacon, chicken that he grilled or baked up rather. I have some of that Genoa salami, of course my kimchi, and I've also got ginger in here, half of an avocado, of course just regular iceberg lettuce and some tomatoes and a little bit of red onion, and then he has some peppers on the side. And then I made basically my own dressing. It's just that olive oil I got from that fresh pressed olive oil club, plus some champagne vinegar and seasonings and salt. Mix that up and I'll just drizzle that on top. And then of course I've got my cup of coffee. Saturday. This is our lunch. It is actually just now 2. Oh my gosh, y'all, this day is flying by. But it's a chef salad, an official chef salad, I guess. We've got bacon, chicken, pepperoni, and then there's boiled egg in here as well. Some avocado, tomatoes. I've got my ginger, kimchi, olives, and just regular iceberg lettuce. And then what I did is I made my dressing first down at the bottom. Oh, Heath is going to add parm crisp. And there also is some just sharp cheddar cheese. And what I do in my bowl is I make my dressing, which is just that fresh pressed olive oil and a little bit of champagne vinegar and then some seasonings and salt, and that's it. And yeah, so you kind of start seeing it in here. And that's my lunch, and then we're gonna get back to work. So this handsome man,
Hey.
he's been helping this morning. We got up, kind of see back there part of the deck. We've been clearing the deck off. We're not going to power wash after we talked to the person. They were like, oh, you don't want to power wash, or they said that their systems were down. They couldn't run anything today, but they said the power washer we wanted, of course, wouldn't be sufficient because you need like a high gas powered one that was like $71 for 4 hours. So it was double the price. But she was like, oh no, actually they have, if you're just trying to clean your deck, there's a deck cleaner. So that's what we got. I'll show you when we're done with lunch. We're going to start on that. And then we started shredding the cheese because pretty soon we're going to get set up for the ABTs as well. So we're exhausted from all the work we've done today. So I was just kind of like, I don't have the energy to cook. So we're at Saltgrass and I have the house salad. No croutons, and I added our Texas 5 Spice, of course, Redmond's real salt, and then I've got their olive oil from my dressing, y'all. Hey, for dinner, I've got those Brussels sprouts with bacon. They're bringing my steak butter. And then I've got a ribeye. Looks great. The steak, it had, so it's a 12-ounce ribeye. I learned from last time, get a 12-ounce. And then it's Oscar style, so it's lemon butter, some crab meat, bacon, and then I had them switch out the fried asparagus for grilled and some green onions. And that is dinner. And then here's our steak butter. Woohoo! We are having dinner. I'm going to go ahead and break my fast. I'm at about 21 hours. We're going to have some pork rinds. And then I've got salsa here and queso. They brought these chips, but we're not having those. We're having the Sharon. Instead of the rice and beans, they give us their house salad. I love the avocado on there. And then, of course, here's the croûtements for the fajitas. And we just got a pound of beef fajitas and added sausage. In our backyard. And, oh, here, let me fix, because this is not the best view for filming. Look, y'all. In the backyard, we have a couple squirrels. There's the other one. So I threw out some nuts, raw nuts, not roasted or anything, just regular raw nuts. And that's what they're searching for. It's so cute. This is about, I don't know, 8 feet from me. It's right in our backyard. She's like, no, it's my nut, not your nut. They're cute. Oh, they're just so cute. So cool. Earlier we had a redbird too. I guess all of the rain we got last couple weeks really, you know, brought out all the delicacies in our backyard. They're just so cute. Oh, look, you might have found another one of the nuts. Oh, when I was a child, my grandfather actually found a squirrel, and the squirrel was like semi-trained, and I was able to feed the squirrel out of my hand. Very docile, like almost a pet squirrel. Welcome to the Warden Report. This is Tuesday, so I am going to be breaking my fast today. So I did have one meal a day on Sunday. So again, just cutting back on the hours of fasting leading up to my cycle beginning again, which should be any moment. So I'm going to break my fast today. This is my Memphis mug with, comment below if you've been to that place in Memphis. This has just got kefir in it. So I'm going to drink that. And then in about roughly 30 minutes, then I will be having some sausage. And I'll show you all that. Tuesday lunch. Actually have quite a bit here because I am, I am trying to kind of clean out the freezer a little bit. So I've got 5 pernels because that was what was left. I've got several tablespoons of mayo with some love chamoy, some kimchi, some of my pickled ginger, and then I've got my cup of coffee with some heavy cream. I'm going to use these moist clown tears. This is our garlic or black garlic version. And then I've got my vitamin D, and I'll probably have some Fage afterwards. Tuesday night dinner. So what I've got here is 2 chicken sausages stuffed with mozzarella. Recipe coming soon. Some mayo, and I'll mix that with the marinara. And then I also did mozzarella marinara stuffed mushrooms. And I have one more cheese stick over here. And that is dinner. Thank y'all for watching another week of the Warden Report. Sorry it was kind of short. I feel so busy with everything else going on. Look, my hair's a mess. I need to wash it tonight. But anyhow, just getting everything ready. I can't even, like, it just dawned on me that it's Tuesday. I was like, what, Shelly? So when you're watching this, it'll be Wednesday. We'll be picking up Shauna. I feel like everything is rolling from here. So I hope you had a great week and look forward to next week. Do #cruise and let me know if you have any cruise questions or anything you want to know about. Just let me know. Leave me a comment. All right, please stay tuned to watch all of our wonderful channel members. Thank y'all again so much for your support, and I will talk to you next week.